Good morning,
Morning.
everyone. Yeah. It's
Ooh.
I, your Shveddy boy wearing a Shveddy towel. Um, and the creativist boy, um, Colleen. Colleen, how are you?
Tired, but okay.
How was your
Use some
night?
more coffee. How's my night?
Yeah.
Um, Pretty chill. Pretty chill.
Chill.
Played some. I stayed up just a little too late than I should have, and I've got like I've been dealing with this kidney stone stuff for a while, and so it's like, yeah, I think we talked about this. It's like right there, ready to come through. So I need to just get my Flomax going. But it gives me the bladder of like a squirrel at the moment. So like I'm constantly having to get up at night when I'm asleep or when I should be asleep. So that's been annoying. But
Were you
nah,
doing
last huh?
were you doing anything fun last night besides peeing?
Um Played some more Star Wars Outlaws. I'm really enjoying it.
Ooh.
Yeah, liking that a lot. Gave that new Terminator anime a shot and I really enjoyed that. That
Ooh,
was pretty
nice.
good. And can't think of anything else really. Ate some Korean barbecue chicken. That was
Oh,
nice.
god damn it. That sounds so good.
It was pretty tasty.
We had Famous Dave's last night, and
Nothing wrong with Famous Dave. I love Famous
no,
Dave.
it's been real miss lately for me. And last
Mm,
night it was very tasty.
nice.
But I had like weird stuff last night. Like I had like the big baked potato. I had
Oh,
coleslaw. I had a thing of chili.
I always need coleslaw.
Yeah, I think they've got. I used to be big on KFC coleslaw if I put horseradish in it. It needs a little more horseradish. Um,
Yeah, you need to
I
dress
always feel like
that up.
I feel like Famous Dave's has got a decent amount of everything in. Nothing great, nothing gonna blow you away, but it's hits about all it hits most of the right beats for me.
Hmm.
So I'm like, all right, this is cool. Um, I had something else too, like I tried some of the jalapeno mac and cheese.
Never had
Um,
that. Oh, really?
it's very bland. It's got
Oh,
corn
you
in
don't
it,
want.
which I like corn in my mac o cheese sometimes.
I've never done that.
Yeah, it's good. Just corn, just not a ton, just some corn kernels in there. They're
Yeah.
nice little surprises.
Okay.
The jalapenos were chopped up, but the
But
cheese tasted like nothing,
oh yeah,
and I
that's a
felt like it was super underseasoned. So I was very disappointed in that.
yeah. When you get something with some jalapeno, you want some kick. So if it's bland, that's yeah.
I mean, I could taste jalapeno, but there was like nothing to balance it out. I could not taste cheese. You know what I
That's
mean?
yeah.
I've had box mac and cheese that have more mac and cheese flavor than that.
Like when you get like cheese, mac and cheese at like a buffet that's been under the hot lamps for too long, and it's
Yeah,
just like,
it just felt like Buck Nasty's mama's dress, all bombed out and depleted. Um, anyway,
yeah,
and Cassandra was like, "I have too many ribs. Here's 2 ribs," and the ribs were way better than normal.
that's
And I
nice.
was like, "Fuck, I should have got rib tips,"
Yeah,
because that's my
that sounds
normal
good.
jam from them is rib tips and sometimes burnt ends,
Yeah,
because it's hard to fuck up those two things.
yeah.
You
No,
can.
you can.
Famous Dave's has,
Yeah,
but yeah. So anyway, that was we ate last night
nice.
because I didn't eat much throughout the day because Doug came over and watched Mount Monsters and we ate a half a bag of fucking Twizzlers.
Ooh, I
Which
love a
later on,
Twizzlers.
I do too, and they were nibs.
That's my jam.
Yeah, Twizzlers nibs is the fucking shit,
It is.
and it kind of wrecked my insides the rest of the day.
They can do that. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my god, did I eat an entire fucking car battery? Because in my insides feel like I did, and it's just sitting there and going, hello.
Yeah. I was
So yeah,
really excited when I was at the gas station the other day and noticed like a big like family size bag of nibs because I haven't seen those in a while. I was just like, ooh, but I didn't get it.
you are a better man than I. Because I would have
Instead,
been like, I need these nibs.
I got this. I guess Snickers makes a protein bar now, and it's delightful. I really enjoyed it. It was wonderful.
You're on the Snickers, baby.
I do love Snickers just in general, especially when you get them all frozen.
Have you ever had Snicker apple salad?
No, that's something I've seen, like I've seen around, but I've never had it.
My wife's family makes it. It's super easy. It's just like chunked up apples,
Uh-huh.
Cool Whip, and cut up Snickers.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. And I'm always iffy on apples. I like them in very particular ways, but otherwise, I don't know why. Apples have never been my fruit of choice.
Mealy apples are the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Apples and Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
What's up? What's up, Spike?
So, oh wow, excuse me. I had fruit juice and it just was like, I don't like you anymore. And I'm like, I don't like you either, fruit juice, you asshole.
You don't like it a juice.
I don't like it a juice. Yeah, a Snicker apple salad's good. Like I could jam on that all the time.
Mealy apple, yeah, dude, right there. I'm with you, Spike. They're the worst things out.
I think you could do good things with them, like if you cook them down.
Oh, for sure. Like you could make like probably some pretty good like apple butter out of them and stuff like that. Like
maybe
some good apple jelly, whatever. Maybe even like, I don't know, if you're making like a super, I don't know, if you're making like an apple pie with some better apples, they could maybe be like some fun little like apple slop in between.
One time Cassandra made a apple and bacon galette, and she used like the apples that had it, and you cook them down and brown sugar and everything, and it because they were kind of on the mealy side, they broke down so fast, and they turned into like almost like an apple butter, but with a little more to them. And they didn't overwhelm the bacon, which was they like instead felt like they were playing Robin to the Bacon's Batman.
Yeah,
and holy fuck, was it good?
Yeah, that does sound really delicious. Yes, that is yeah.
So we used to do driveway cookouts, like contests, where we would pick a day in the summertime or in the early fall, and we would tell everybody, "Here's your ingredient. Everyone has to use the same ingredient," but and then we would all vote afterwards. And one year we did bacon, and that was what she made was a galette. We did pizzas one year where it was just like you had to have it had to be some type of flatbread or pizza, and you had to put it on a grill. Yeah, it was Iron Chef Driveway is what it was. And we did for like 3 or 4 years, and then we just stopped doing it. I don't know why. But it was good.
Yeah, I feel like I remember you like posting about that quite a bit.
That was good. It was a good time. It was just like
that would be fun. I've had like a few in my many years. I've had a few like, hey, let's like go head to head like for dinner and see what we can make up and like what's going to be fun and stuff. That's always a good time.
Yeah, especially when it's just like you just got to use what's there.
Yeah, I did it with my favorite was just like, let's make our own mac and cheeses and see who comes up with the better one. It was it was a day of carbs for sure, and a day of like feeling pretty gross at the end. But
I was feel the cheese leaching out of my pores.
It was great until like till after everything was said and done, and you're sitting there and you're just like, oh no.
Yeah, we've reached an age where that doesn't work anymore.
Oh, for sure.
I can't just fucking carbo load like a madman. Yeah, man.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I still want to do meet and greet at some point. We talked about it so much, but
yeah, everyone's
been so busy and life has been such a hassle for everyone that I think like doing something and then just like all day cooking out, like starting super early in the morning and then like cooking all day, like some grill, some smoker.
We should do a Spoop Troop cookout on Halloween.
Ooh, what day is Halloween on this year?
Let me look it up.
I just pulled up my calendar too. It's on a Thursday.
Weekend before.
It's also that weekend is Extra Life.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's why we don't do. That's why we Bombus. That's why we don't do Halloween party anymore.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, because it would take us like a week and a half to decorate our house, and then it would take like 3 weeks to tear it down.
Yeah.
And people would come over and hang out and everything. And I just think it got like, once people all started to like have chillins and stuff, and they just would be like, I don't know, it got to be a big hassle. I mean, we would throw these massive productions. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty wild. We used to do that, but we don't do that anymore either. I don't do anything fun anymore. And then COVID happened.
Kids ruin everything.
No,
they have the propensity to.
I think it was just like we ran out of gas, and
it's hard to like. I don't know. I love to go all out hosting, but like, yeah, man, it can be a challenge. Just like, especially when I don't know, like you make yourself the main hub for things, and I mean, there's appreciation there, but maybe you could just use like a little extra or something. I don't know, or yeah, but I don't know. It just I think also it's that thing that time destroys all things, man. So,
geez, yeah.
Sorry,
you're not wrong.
I also, for some reason, watched this video essay on Irreversible, and I forgot that the movie opens with that quote, and I was just like, click. Let's watch something else because this is going to destroy me.
Yeah, Irreversible is not an easy or fun watch.
No, and it's like. I think there's a lot to say about it, but even watching sometimes a discussion on it, it's just like, oh, I'm experiencing the trauma again. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it is I know, like, they'll talk about some movies that are like, not to get too far off into Spoopy Boy territory.
For sure.
But people will talk about movies that are like hard watches, or, are like rite of passage movies, I think is what we called them when we were kids. And Irreversible is definitely that, but out of a lot of those movies, it has a lot more to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I always feel like it's a weird movie in the way it opens and the way it ends.
Yes.
Everything in between is, in the end, when it's all seen through the lens of the beginning and the end, it makes you realize that the whole movie was brutal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because what happened in the middle was just brutal in a different way. Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of that. And don't get me wrong, my friends show appreciation. They just show it in their own way.
Yeah.
But, it's also not easy to do that. Some of my friends would host things if they could, and some do. Like Zach and Christy host shit constantly.
Yeah.
But like, here's another thing. I don't go to a lot of stuff because a lot of times, like those things, there's people at them that I don't know, and especially now I don't go anywhere. But even before, like, people I don't know make me very uncomfortable. So
yeah, I don't know
in those settings. So I'm just like, nope.
I have trouble because, like, I mean, it's not that I'm unfriendly, but I am actually in new social situations very shy, and maybe my personality when we're doing this might not like show that, but I definitely like find myself kind of keeping to myself. Like, I might even kind of come off maybe a little standoffish just because, like, I don't want to make the wrong impression. And like, yeah, and there's definitely been times where I have, in like an attempt to be like outgoing and stuff like that, definitely been like, oh, okay, sorry, this is not this kind of thing. All right.
Yeah, and sometimes I can just be too much.
Mm.
I can overcompensate to the point of being too much.
Yes, that's it. Overcompensate for sure. There he is.
Hey, friends.
What's going on?
Hi.
So, just I was doing work down here, and so I had my laptop setup so I could use my second monitor, and I had to like replug all my peripherals and things in, including my speakers. So I like saw you guys and I was like, oh no, I can't hear anything. So
Hello.
May I share with you the spoils of war?
What be those? Ooh.
I got the Micro Galaxy Squadron Ghost.
Yeah.
And my brother was able to track down a Phantom, which like clips in. It's very swanky. I was very stoked. It's got like the little fold out wings, just like in the show.
Nice.
You see a little Ezra Bridger hanging out in there.
No way.
Top up top.
Ew, gross.
Yeah.
Get rid of that guy.
No. And then it's got like a whole like bay in there, and you can see forward to
Very cool, man.
Ezra.
That is really neat. I love those, that whole new line right there. They're pretty sweet.
Yeah. And it has it set up just like how you can put the Phantom in the back. The ports on the side fit with the Y wings and X wings from Micro Galaxy, so you can like have them docked.
No way.
To light speed, yeah.
Oh, that's really sweet.
It's pretty cool. So, yeah, these Phantoms apparently came out before the Ghost, and like they didn't make a big deal out of them, and so they've been really hard to find, and like they're going for like $50-some online, and I was like, I'm not willing to pay that.
Wow.
Not when like this is like 50.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's got the Top Gun, it's got the front here, it's got the front entrance, it's got the skids that like you can lower so that it like sits at the same as the docking clamp for the cargo. You can take off the whole cross section of the top and CN, which I need to take the Phantom off. But yes, anyway, it's quite cool.
I like it.
Cool. I was quite stoked. The only thing that I would love to improve is they have just like the X-wings and stuff. They have the like soft plastic. So they're a little droopy. The ones in front, they got a little curve. You know.
Oh no.
But you know, aside from that,
I like. Yeah. No. Like you could fix that up. It would just take like a couple days of holding it straight with something.
Yeah, and then apparently they're putting out a Ghost with that Phantom with 2 Y-wings, and they're doing like battle damaged whatever. But I was like, I'm just gonna get the ones that I want.
Yeah,
I don't need to spend $130 on Amazon or something for
for sure.
You know, some dry brushing and
Did you see Super Spike's comment?
Ghost is 20% off at Target. Oh man. Yeah, well, I'll take a look. Thank you, Spike. Yeah, I have not heard that. Although I only saw it in one place and then I couldn't find it again. So I ended up, Dave was out one day and he was just like, hey, they got it, at this Target that I'm at. You want me to pick it up? And I was like, yes, that is true. I could have one of the luscious boys take a run at it if I really wanted to. But yeah. Anyway, how was mowing?
I went fast.
Yeah.
It was still kind of wet, so it got clumpy. But I mean, it got done in like an hour.
Oh wow, nice.
So
I need to mow too. Ugh.
It was perfect out.
Yeah, it's so nice out right now.
It's really cool up here. Is it like nice for you guys?
It's in the 60s, like low 60s.
Okay. Yeah. Same. Yeah.
I think it was only like 58 when I woke up, so I was like, heck yes.
Yeah, man. It was almost.
I hit my finger on something and like punctured my nail. So,
that's not fun.
I think I was so determined like to get going until I looked down and I had blood coming out, but I don't know what it was. But it went fast, like I said. I probably should mow again like this week with the bagger on to pick up all the clumps.
Yeah.
Because there's some significant clump boys out there.
Mowing too, the clumps.
I got it. I just didn't find it funny.
No, it's okay.
I'm kidding.
It was an epic fail. It really was. Yeah.
I don't know. It was surprisingly went very fast, especially like considering how I felt like asshole after our walk yesterday. Not so much after the walk. Like Doug and I went downstairs. I introduced him to Larry Dickham, and he died. Not so much too long, like the two actual Larry Dickham episodes, but like the short one, especially the one about watermelon, the black man's strawberry. It's the greatest album of all time for blacks and for whites, and for all the other races that do not matter. Yeah, he died. Especially like the videos like how to avoid paying child support for 18 years. How to when she creeps up on you, just bend her over and walk away. Kick the baby gently and safely. And then we watched a couple of the selfless defense podcasts. I don't know if that's an entire podcast or not, but the clips are like a minute and a half to 2 minutes. But it's just him talking to another dude. And he it's like, what would you do? You know, if, let's say a man rushes you from across the street, and you know, he was like, oh, I'm tall and big. I would use my reach and I would square my shoulders. And he was like, an amateur's take. And then he's like, when someone rushes me, the first thing I do is I pay them a compliment. He's like, what do you mean? He goes, I'll say something to the effect of, that's a very nice tie you're wearing. As soon as he leans down to look at his very nice tie, I go, dude! And I hit him on the top of his head. And you're like, why, Larry, would you hit him on the top? I hit him so hard that the shock waves moved down his body until they hit the ground and rise back up and break both his legs. And then he has to crawl back into his house and tell his wife and or girlfriend, he has broken both my legs. Call an ambulance. So yeah, it's so good. And then I showed him the Fiona Colley, the short one where it's her and her boyfriend, and he's like, hey, will you do me a favor and not get blackout drunk tonight? And she goes, yeah. And then she looks at the camera and goes, he's like, what are you doing? Are you looking at the camera? And she's like, no. Is this vodka and soda in this glass? Don't do that. Stop looking at the camera. Because they've got a couple other shorts where she accuses him of gymming. This is in The Office. Stop gymming. Yeah. He goes, you do shit all the time. She's like, I do not. And then he goes into a room that she's in later, and she's like, it's almost like she's in a confessional. But then when he brings his camera and shows it, she's talking to a mirror. And she's like, get the fuck out of here. So anyway.
No.
That was what she says at the end. She's like, as soon as she forces him out, she looks at the back of the mirror and goes,
yeah.
We watched that, and then there was something else I showed him, but I don't remember what it was. It was also very stupid funny that I enjoyed. But man, we watched the Mountain Monsters episode, and there's like 2 episodes left for us. And fuck, man, this last season's a hard watch.
Yeah?
Because we have hit the point now where without Trapper to like give gravity to every episode with his crazy old manness, you start to realize like, oh, so we're doing this again. Oh, this again? Okay. But why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And you just hit the point where like, okay, this is so yeah, we've been struggling to get through these because it just feels like they're doing the same shit like over and over again. Although Willie does piss his pants, so it's not just Jeff anymore. Willie peed himself in a moment of abject terror, and then had a complete meltdown about pissing himself and about being scared because he's like, I don't cry and I don't get scared and all this stuff. And then they like, this is the thing. They have like a meeting around the fire and they like tell him, hey, he's like, well, what happened? And like, you pissed yourself. And he looks so upset, like legitimately upset, that he gets up and has to walk away. And while Bill has to go over there and like try to calm him down, he's like, I'm not going back to the fire tonight. And you're just like, Jesus Christ, what is this? You guys are generally very supportive of one another. I would have if that was one of my friends and he got scared so bad he pissed himself, I would never tell him. If they were like, hey man, when I came to out of my fear stupor, I had wet pants. What happened? I'd be like, someone spilled water on you. I would not be like, you pissed yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you pissed yourself. Because I wouldn't want them to get feel terrible about it. I would tell them in private, not in front of the entire Ames team, like a dickhead buck.
I feel like if I'm in the woods searching for cryptids, I feel like somebody pissing their pants is not an outlier. I feel like they need to know that the fear of the wood was in them,
I would say that's true for everybody but Willie, who has the eyes of a man who's eaten another man at least once, and Wild Bill, who I don't think knows what fear is because the meth has completely rotted his brain out.
Mm-hmm.
For the rest of them, they're far more in touch with their emotional side. And Jeff has pissed himself at least 3 times on that show.
Yeah.
But Willie was just like fucking heartbroken. So this was the quick journey and Willie's bounce back, because the next day he calls them into the barn at base camp. And he's built a diorama, and you're like, oh shit, he built a diorama of his trap. Fuck yeah, Willie's back. And then it's just a diorama of the area, because there's 3 cryptids in this area that they think are warring with one another.
Oh.
Which is also we've already done something similar to this. And Willie now has a grudge with one group of these cryptids, but he doesn't give a fuck about the others. So they build the biggest box of all time. It is a massive box trap. It is fucking gigantic. It's like 2-story house big.
Yeah.
So what I've learned, the lesson I've learned, kids, is when you get frightened and you humiliate yourself, even though it's a TV show and it's fake as fuck, overcompensate.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then they were all shirtless except for Buck. And then they wanted to have a Buck judge who has the best body in the Ames team. And then Jeff pulled his pants down and chased Buck with his naked ass. And then Buck pushed Jeff down. And I looked like he might have legitimately hurt Jeff's old naked body as he pushed him into the ground. Except for Jeff was laughing so hard that I couldn't tell if he hurt himself laughing or if he hurt himself when he got knocked down. It was like the dumbest teenage boy shit ever, but also very endearing and hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he literally was he bent over and he pulled his pants down and he was slapping his own ass to explain how it's all muscle. And then Huckleberry was slapping his ass too. And then he was like, come feel this, Buck. And Buck was like, no, I'm going to go back to the side-by-side now. And he tried to run backwards with his pants down. And then Buck just knocked him the fuck over. Like he was a almost nude Tweedledee.
No.
So yeah, there's my Mountain Monsters update. That at least got wonderful. This at least got her interest back. Yeah. Before that, it was a lot of the same shit. So 2 episodes left. Apparently, Colt Straub did 2 other shows.
Yeah.
What?
The guy who's the producer for this.
Yeah.
One is basically Mountain Monsters in Alaska.
God damn it.
And the review said, not as fun, cast sucks. Understandable. And the other one is called, basically it's about cowboys and aliens. And I'm like, maybe? I don't know. I might need a break from this pseudo-reality monster hunting stuff for a while.
Yeah.
Because, man, Mountain Monsters was rolling for a while. And then it has just kind of slow braked itself until the wheels have come off.
Yeah.
Hey, you either die by the Squatch early or you live long
Well,
enough to become a mountain monster yourself.
No, or you live long enough to become Jeff from Mountain Monsters.
Oh, man.
Aw. Jeff is great.
Is he?
I like him.
I have a
He's
complicated.
useless.
I have
and-
complicated feelings on Jeff.
Yeah.
But I did start listening to. I gave Dog Zone 9000 a try again.
How is it?
So I think the key to it is Doug gave me certain episodes to listen to. I think the key to it is listening to episodes where they talk about things you're interested in.
Okay.
So I listened to it. They did 3 parts on the what they deemed the Conan trilogy of the 80s. With this other comedian writer, she comes on a lot. Almost every episode I've listened to, she's been on. So they watched Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, and Red Sonja.
Yeah.
So it was those 2 dudes love fucking Conan the Conan the Barbarian.
It's great.
They have an unhealthy love for Conan the Destroyer, and both are okay with Red Sonja.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So the lady was like, "I like them in the inverse order." I love Red Sonja. I really, really, really liked Conan the Destroyer, and I thought Conan the Barbarian was very just like okay. But her thing was like, I don't need to see Conan bang like everybody.
Yeah, that happens.
And they also said Conan's designation is wheel idiot.
Mm-hmm.
That all he knows is pushing that wheel. He's a wheel idiot.
Yeah, Wheel of Pain.
Yeah, he's a wheel idiot. He doesn't know any better. And that's why they love him in Conan the Destroyer, that he's so like, as soon as he lifts with someone, he's like, all right, buddy, we're best friends. I.e. Wilt Chamberlain's Mumbada. He's like, you won't possibly betray me. We've lifted together.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It was very funny. So now I'm listening to them talk about with Parsian. God damn it. Because there's a couple episodes that they did Mountain Monsters before they started doing the show.
Oh.
Which is where Mountain Monsters comes from, is them doing that on Dog Zone.
Oh.
Or Big Feats, you mean?
Yeah, Big Feats. I'm sorry. I can't remember what they're talking about Parsian. I'll look really quick. So I got my phone out.
He's awesome. I do
really, very much
really
enjoy
like
Parsian. The only thing I was like, ugh, is when he was like, you gotta understand, deep inside me, like, and deep inside of all of us, is an old cranky conservative man. And I try every day to keep him out.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the problem with growing old. And I was like, I don't want to admit that there's inside me a cranky old conservative man. That makes me feel gross. The first one was episode 8, was called Romantic Photon Dungeons and Dragons. So there was the Conan podcast part 1, Conan podcast part 2, part 3, Red Sonja.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved to episode 4. So I just went through and I was like, anything that sounds interesting, I'll listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So I am currently listening to episode 46 is with Parsian, and they're reviewing Bordello of Blood. And that's where they're talking about basically about how Dennis Miller was always a shitbag, but in the 80s and early 90s, he was our shitbag.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
And that's where they're, inside you as a crusty old conservative is they're like, Dennis Miller is that guy. But when the older he got, the more he went from kind of weirdo, cool guy who was the smartest guy in the room, who was always kind of making fun of you, but you didn't always realize it. And when he was making fun of other people in the room, he was funny to you until he made fun of you.
Mm-hmm.
To guy who is just, we hope dies of COVID. I think it's what they said. Then the next is like the Hulk text adventure game, which I am really intrigued to listen to. Then they're going to review Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell.
Ooh, love that movie.
Then there's a Spider-Woman's in My Dracula, Marvel Quest Probe Spider-Man, Hunting Psychic Bigfoot with Jason Pargin, Mountain Monsters with Pargin. Lydia Bug is the other comedian they do stuff with all the time. She's great. There's an episode on Flash Gordon with her.
Ooh.
There's one of the scariest TV episodes. Bigfoot Review with Jason Pargin. Twisted Land of Oz, which I'm very excited about. And then there's the Pargin Gorilla Flow episodes. If you're not familiar with Gorilla Flow, go to YouTube and look up Gorilla Flow. You will not be disappointed.
Okay.
2PT is also by the Gorilla Flow guys, which they do with Pargin. There's one on Thunder in Paradise. And because those guys talk about wrestling, they slip in the conversation a lot. I'm looking forward to them shitting on Hulk Hogan.
Hell yeah.
The Gorilla Flow director's cut with Pargin. And then the newest one that I'm intrigued by is one on the Herculoids.
Ooh.
Because I do love me some Herculoids.
Hell yeah. That was a great line.
Did you see that they canceled the biopic with Liam Hemsworth about Hogan?
No, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Todd Phillips is going to direct it, I think, too.
Because fuck him. That's why.
Hell yeah.
Well, did they say like it was because they now realize that they're paying a giant racist to tell his giant racist life story?
His life story full of fucking lies.
I don't know.
Could it be that the body got on there and told them about how he's such a scab that he ratted me out to Vince McMahon? I realized that I do have a Jesse Body Ventura impression, but I had to talk like this.
Yeah.
I was a Navy SEAL in Vietnam.
Then
I ran for the governor of Minnesota. And then I moved to Mexico so I couldn't be tracked by the federal government.
Never has he owned a cellular phone.
I do not own a cellular device. It's too easy for those in power to track me. It's not the greatest Ventura, but it's okay.
I love what we were trying to do, but that's not going to come together for me. Hemsworth signed on to play in 2019. Phillips was going to direct.
Did he say what's the famous thing about Hogan? Ooh, that's not going to work for me.
That's not going to work for me, brother.
Hemsworth.
Did he say that's not going to work for me,
Hulk
brother?
Hogan biopic at this time. This movie is going to be a really fun project. As you can imagine, the preparation for the role will be insanely physical. I will have to put on more size than I ever have before, even more than I put on for Thor. There's the accent as well as the physicality and the attitude.
Did he
reveal the Netflix involvement and abruptly ended due to a
Hemsworth is going to be Hulk.
glitch.
No, was he in Thor? Did you just say I had more work than I had to put in to be in Thor?
Liam
Chris
Hemsworth was going to play. The guy who played Thor was going to play Hogan.
That's not Liam
Chris.
Hemsworth. That's Chris Hemsworth.
Or maybe Chris. Sorry, I don't know. There's like 18 million like Chris, Todd, Bill.
There's a lot of Hemsworth. There are almost as many
Chris
Hemsworth as there are.
Chris Hemsworth was going to play him. Sorry.
Okay. He dodged a bullet there.
It was a situation where business-wide Netflix kind of missed the date, as far as a business situation. And so I had the choice at the time to switch gears. Wait, what? Oh, the project hit a bump in the road last October when Hogan appeared on the Insight with Chris Van Fleet podcast and revealed the Netflix involvement had abruptly ended due to a business glitch. It was a situation where business-wise, Netflix kind of missed the date, brother, as far as a business situation. And so I had the choice at the time to switch gears. All of a sudden, there was a business glitch, and then they tried to fix it a few days later, and I'd already decided to move on. Right. He said, my life rights and stuff are somewhere else right now, he teased, adding, hopefully
in the gutter, brother.
Hemsworth will still want to play. There's still a huge opportunity there.
Let me tell you about how I'm a racist dude.
He is.
Another Hulk Hogan-centric movie is currently in development. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's Artist Equity acquired the screenplay for a feature titled Killing Gawker that will tackle the controversial former wrestler's legal battle against Gawker Media, with Affleck rumored to be taking on the titular role. Oh, the one where you got cocked by your dude from the podcast? Go for it, Ben. You're really making good life decisions out there, buddy. No more Batman, J-Lo. This isn't going to work. And I want to play Hulk Hogan.
I thought him and J-Lo got married.
Oh, they just got divorced. Yeah. Well,
Good God.
it was a short whirlwind romance.
She even became Jennifer Affleck.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Which really works out for him because he loves being married to people named Jennifer. So killed it.
Maybe that's a dude who just shouldn't get married. Maybe he should just be like single for life.
For life.
Oh my
I think
God.
good.
Oh,
Muy good.
I feel like I may have found a Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura action figure or just
No, that impression. I think I may have found a decent Ventura voice.
the word that I always use to get into my Jesse is unfortunately, because he always over enunciates.
I know that's how you do it.
He
Talk
likes
with
to
a
get in
gravelly
there and
voice.
he likes to talk about when he was the governor of Minnesota.
When I was the mayor of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, I realized, unfortunately, that it would keep me from being governor of the fine state of Minnesota. And that scab Hulk Hogan went to Vince McMahon and decided they were going to give me the boot.
Boot?
Scab. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Hey, can I tell you guys briefly about how Spinal Tap in the Basement went for D&D?
Yeah.
So I searched and searched because I wanted to kick off the Oops All Bards show or game with a Spinal Tap in Cleveland where they get lost in the basement forever and they run into the same guy that gives them directions. And I always found that very funny because then they don't really get to stage. They just kind of like cut to them later in the tour, which I find very funny.
The whole movie's funny.
And so it's a 5x5 grid of rooms. And if you go to the bottom, it loops you to the top. If you go all the way to the right, it loops you around to the left.
Okay.
And then if you go to the room in the middle, it just jumps you. So it's like an open space. It like voids you to the next room. And so I could show you, I have like 5 or 6 iterations of their map of this whole thing. And they were so confused. And when I told them it was Spinal Tap inspired, and like we played like 2 full sessions. And like they hadn't explored 6 of the total rooms so like left.
Mm-hmm.
And they found the exit room, but they only had 4 of the keys. They knew where one of the keys was to open that door, but they hadn't been to the other one yet. And they were like so confounded. And so I kind of let them know because Christy was kind of like at the end of her puzzle dungeon rope. And it was just not, they were just like, I'm done, kind of. And then, I'm talking to Nate and Joel after we go outside and they're like, Joel's like, yeah, we'll just finish this up next time. And then we'll like go ahead and like play the next thing. And I was like, you know how the puzzle dungeon works and you still have to go to 6 things and get 2 keys, but you want to finish it. I was just like, hey, we can do a hard cut, right? We'll step to the next thing on the tour. And they're like, no, yeah, like we should finish it. And I was like, okay. I don't know if Christy's going to go for that, but we'll find out.
Oh. Is it just those 3?
Yeah.
That's a solid group.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I miss having Warrior and I miss having 4 people. Maybe. I don't know. They play like all sorts of crazy instruments like a shamisen and like I think Nate has his artificer gnome has bagpipes. Yeah, it's a goofy group. They have, of course I'm not currently logged into Spotify, but like the playlist is all like crazy thing. It's everything from like we talked about I think last week or last time I was on, Ben, right?
I don't remember. I don't remember anything.
No. Anyway, yeah, we talked about it, I think the last time I talked about this briefly on the podcast, or on the prep school. But yeah, it's a really interesting group. I thought it was going to be more kind of like rock, and they're more kind of like a folk trio. If like if I could describe them, it's like Wings, but it's not like Jet or Band on the Run. It's Mull of Kintyre. Was like the song they picked. It's like Echo and the Bunnymen, Yoshida Brothers, Roxy Music, Beirut, John Lee Hooker, Van Morrison, Cormac Begley, David Bowie, Led Zeppelin, The Clash, Pat Benatar. It's like I was like, all right, everybody like pick like 10 songs you think is like the music you'll play, and they put it all together, and it was like this strange amalgamation that was like oddly very close in tone, even though like vastly different musicians. It was really, really funny. But yeah, my current situation watching you bomb us people.
Now I want to see this.
Oh.
Nice. Shaggy, that looks amazing. That looks so relaxed. But
Am I just looking in the wrong place?
It was in Discord.
Yeah, but I was trying to find where in Discord. Oh, okay. It was in off topic. Nice.
So
is that a bulldog, Shaggy?
Looks like a boxer mix. Yeah? No?
I can't tell because I can't understand. I don't know dog breeds by. I don't know dog breeds by buttholes.
That bulldog. As my paternal grandfather used to say, that one-eyed dog's winking at you, Ben. That was like, he loved that joke.
Oh God. Oh,
That
was good.
So we're gonna get back to that when we get back to it. Not this week, but the following week. Yeah, last week was first week of classes, and I had D&D, and so I was like,
ooh,
it was a busy one. But that's
you
cool.
know how we do it.
You know how we do it. Papa Samson. We also received our Gillette's Children's Specialty Healthcare thank you from last year. Known World United finished second in the entire state as a team.
Wow.
So it's another beautiful piece of children's artwork. So for anybody on the team that would like one of those, I know that like I have mine and like David has one. And so I thought, one should grace at least the Mayer household and the Schwartz household. But
do we know who was first in the state last year?
No, but I can find out.
I'm just intrigued if it was like a team or if it was like a
I think that it tends to be Game Informer, but I think that they're like as an individual, not as a team. They're like, it's really weird, but hey, they're out of the picture now, bro. Not funny. Okay.
Just like, I'm super excited that businesses like that get involved, but at the same time, I'm like, hey man, that's like not a real.
Yeah, do it as a team.
How did Dave do? Did Dave get like top 5? Was Dave even doing it on his own, or was he known world? I don't remember.
He was with us.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Shag, I think you're right. It was a pretty big name. I just can't remember. Yeah, we can't access the leaderboards anymore from last year. But we ended up with $18,586.36 for the children. So not too shabby.
No, not at all.
And
well, like, do we want to talk about Extra Life for a little bit?
Yeah.
Like plans?
Yeah. Let me pop upstairs real quick and see how Operation Cleaning Room is going, and then I will be back down in like 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you're like wanting to run Colin know?
I'd like to
Alito?
do. Obviously, I feel like at least one Tales from the Loop game would be good for me. And
Do we want to do a Nashy Boys during that again?
I would love to. Yeah, any kind of watch along of any sort, really. Nashy Boys, or I don't know if we want to do like another like Colin or whoever picks like a really weird ass movie to watch. Like what was the Rabid Grannies?
Yeah, I think I think even doing like maybe putting like 5 movies on the Discord in a
Yeah.
poll and seeing like what works for people. But I do like that idea a lot. I can't tell if it's me or you that's having internet problems because you're frozen. Maybe it's just me now. Maybe I'm the only one here. I don't know anymore. I don't know how the world works. Oh, it is him? Okay. Well, while he does that, I have been trying to figure out like what I want to do for Extra Life.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, you went for a little bit.
Black Ops.
Black Ops. Yeah, I went total dark on that.
Went Zero Dark 30.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out like what we should do for Extra Life. But I don't know. I'm gonna make a thing so that I can pull it up.
Yeah.
Meow.
He got me.
Almost got me there, Odell. Almost got me. Yeah, sorry. Like
What?
I came up to Minnesota to grab Colin and take him back to Mexico. What is it? What do we do? It's Extra Life. That's what it's called. 2024 idea file. Idea file. Unfortunately, I'm having problems opening it. Unfortunately is a good way to do that. Like, it's like got so many syllables in it. Like wide mouth syllables, I guess. Okay. Extra Life 2024 idea file.
Yeah, that's a good keystone. Yeah, because he definitely does that, like when he talks, it's so over enunciated. Especially now that he's older, it's way more noticeable.
No. Like I didn't notice as much the slurring of the orange Cheeto Man until someone pointed it out, and then I was like, man, he does slur a lot now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he sounds like sauced.
Doesn't help that he's just a giant hunk of shit.
Real world-class turd.
Yeah. All right. Colin. You been?
Man.
King.
Ooh. Carlito. I like that.
He spits in the faces of people that are not cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like figure out how I can get my hair all curly and fro-ish.
If you do that, I'll be even more jealous than I already am. I've always said if I could have a fro, I would never fucking cut my hair.
Yeah.
Big ass curly boys is the bomb. Okay. So Tales from the Loop, right?
Yeah, Tales from the Loop.
Oh,
What else?
I'm fucking dead ass today. Ah,
Hello, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
yellow.
And then I think, God, what's it called? It's like Mutant. Hold on, let me look it up. I think it'd be a fun game to do.
Peter Weller's Storytime Hour.
Mutant Crawl Classics.
Oh,
That's a Goodman Games, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, like it's really you make like a team of 4 kind of low level things, and because shit just gets killed off like so easy and stuff like that. But you're all like muties, and it's like
very much like in the same vibe as Gamma World.
Mm-hmm.
Because Goodman does like these great books. They're just these massive tomes
Yeah.
of like old D&D adventures updated to 5th edition. But the book has like the OG adventure in it.
Yep.
A 5th edition translation, and then a bunch of extras that Goodman put in there. The books are massive.
Awesome. I've got like 6 of those. Yeah, those old modules updated for 5e. They're wonderful.
I have I think I have. They did one that's a combine of Keep on the Borderlands and oh god, what's the other like starter adventure everyone's that was
it's
like
Into the Borderlands and shit.
I don't remember what it is. It's and then I've got the one they did for Expedition to the Barrier Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have one other one. I might have Castle Amber, maybe.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, like whatever the first 6 ones, and I know those 3 are definitely included in them. I've got those. They're real cool. Real cool.
They're just massive tomes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah, they put out good stuff.
They do.
All right. What else do you think? Are those the 2 things you're thinking about?
And maybe possibly put me down for We Deal in Lead, because I've been reading a ton of Dark Tower lately, and I'd love to do something in that vein.
Oh, I found out, Beard, that I'm gonna have to upgrade my computer before I can play that game.
Bummer.
But I will definitely tag along. I will be your Samwise Gamgee on Friday.
Oh, the Moria mining.
Mines of Moria.
So Doug did a thing with me yesterday and looked at like there's a website you can go to called Can I Run It or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Where you put in your specs.
Yeah, well, yeah, you put in the game, and it'll look at the specs the game requires, and then it'll scan your computer.
Yep, it's great.
And he's like, yeah, your video card will not run it.
Bummer.
So he was like, here's what we can do, and we went over options, and he's like, so I think what I'm gonna do is I gotta save up like $800, and he's gonna build me a new tower because the parts will cost me about $800.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ooh, it's crossplay, man, and it's $20 on Xbox. I'll definitely.
Yeah, that's what I really. I mean, that game's been out on other systems for a while, but just came out on Steam this week, and I was super stoked. But it basically runs the same requirements as Pal World and Enshrouded, 2 games I bought that I can't run. And especially I want to play Enshrouded so bad.
Yeah.
Because it's survival crafting, but also like the more you craft, the more NPCs come to your place to live and do work. So you like build like a community, sort of like the Fortnite Lego game, which we are going to play. I made a promise.
You did.
So anyway, that's where that's at.
Mm-hmm.
So combo would be I think this will be our Spoop, Troop,
Soup
Watch
Troop.
along.
And all we do is just make hearty homemade soups.
Oh, that would be fucking amazing.
I would love that.
How cozy would that be?
Super
Oh,
cool.
especially we do it in fall. Leaves coming
What soup
down.
would you make?
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh man. Oh man.
I
It's
know.
underrated. I would go for a nice corn chowder.
Ooh, that sounds hella good.
I think if we're heading into sweater weather, it's going to be vegetable beef barley or minestrone.
Ooh, both also very good. I would go with my fall classic. I make it every year. I mean, hell, I make chili constantly, so I can't count that.
Yeah.
I make a roasted sweet potato
Yes.
chipotle
It's so good.
soup.
Oh. Ooh. That sounds really good.
It is
I'd like to try that.
very good. If I do say so myself, baby.
Ooh.
I also say good. I've tried it.
Sweet and heat.
Mm.
It's almost like a bisque, I guess.
Okay.
It's a very creamy boy.
Mm.
It's a thick boy. It can be a thick boy, which I like.
Something you could sip from a mug.
Yeah, it's very coating.
Nice.
Like I want it when I dip a spoon in it, I want it to coat the spoon and hold.
Yeah.
So it's got cream in it.
Has some
and
body.
yeah, I will roast off sweet potatoes this year. I might even smoke them ahead of time.
Mhm.
Get them in there with some stock, with some chipotle pepper.
Yeah.
Chopped up. Then I use the stick and it all smooth. Put in my cream and then I just let it sit, baby.
Yeah.
Just let it come together in the crockapata, and then we're ready to go.
Yeah. Standard tomato spike. I hear you on that. It's good.
Man, so for my niece's birthday, my mother-in-law is awesome.
That'd be fun.
She's like, "What do you guys want for your birthday?" And she cooks meals for everyone's birthday.
Oh.
My niece wanted soups this year,
Okay.
and I did not go because I had a fall. But I got soups brought home to me. So my mother-in-law makes a chili that's not the kind of chili I'd normally like, but I can zhuzh it up to be very good. So she sent me a bunch of chili, which I've had a couple times now and just finished off this week. She makes a tomato dumpling soup.
Oh.
It's like a tomato basil soup with dumplings in it. That is fucking amazing. It's so good.
That sounds nice.
Her dumplings are amazing. They're just so good.
Dumplings are dumpling soups in general. I always seem to like forget about unless it's like presented to me, and then I'm like, yes, dumplings. Like, love them.
I've used her dumpling recipe to make like a spätzle before because it's very simple. It's like a 3-ingredient like dumpling basically.
Yeah.
And it's very you can very much like spice because they do not eat spicy food. You can zhuzh it a lot with spices.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking about doing like dumplings, a dumpling soup this winter, and doing like tiny dumplings, like almost like a spätzle, like just instead of like making dropping in that way, just like literally putting them through a grater or something to make them very small. Because I the one thing I hate about dumpling soups is the soup to dumpling ratio. Because I'm like, I'll get a bite with dumpling in it. I'll be like, this is the greatest bite of all time. And I'll be like, oh, this is regular ass soup. This is bullshit. So I don't know. That's my thought on it. But I think like having a soup thing during Extra Life would be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Maybe even recording little videos of us doing our soups.
I'm down with that. That'd be really
I'm gonna
fun.
put that. We're gonna call it Soup Troop.
Soup Troop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing. But like you were saying, beef and barley. How would you do the beef?
What's that?
How would you do the beef?
Yeah,
I
I'll be
usually
right back.
What's that?
He has to
We'll
be
be
right back.
I usually like braise it and then let it cook and then cut it up. Depends on if I'm feeling like I like cubes of beef in my beef barley because I like everything to be about the same mouth size, so I don't have like a long shred of beef, and then veggies and barley. So I like the little cubey boys. But
I do that for my chili because I don't use ground meat for chili unless I really want that. I would. So another thing I like very much is to do Mississippi pot roast.
Yep,
and then turn that into a beef stew.
that's nice.
Which now I'm all like, I need to make Mississippi pot roast like ASAP. Because damn, I do love me doing that Mississippi pot roast.
Yeah, and I tend towards like the Slovenian Croatian side when I go like beef stew, and I do like a goulash with polenta underneath it.
That sounds so good.
Slovenian goulash is
I've not had polenta in so long.
It's so good. And the best zgonik is Croatian for like cornmeal, so it's like it's essentially polenta. But yeah, this is amazing.
Are we gonna have to do a fundraising part where we ship soup out to people?
Seriously.
For donations?
So
speaking of which, real quick, I think this year, first of all, we still need Spike's.
We still need Spike's box. So
yeah,
Spike, if you want some preview soup.
Preview soup. Give me that pre-soup. I think this year I might like put out some. What the fuck was that?
What's going on? You okay?
Yeah, I think my shoulder slipped.
Oh.
Oh, yep. Ooh. Hand went numb.
Oh no. Is it back in or no?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was such a lame one. Usually when it does it, it actually hurts. This time it didn't.
You piece of crap body.
Yeah.
Is that all you got?
Oh gosh, that was really a weird feeling.
Yeah.
My new thing to do is to torture my wife by telling her to put her hand on my shoulder, and then I just roll it, and it's just like crunch, 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 crunch. You can feel it popping in and out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I might put some heads together and maybe some miniatures and be like, and do like, hey, if you bid this much, I'll let you choose one of these, and I'll let you choose like 3 colors, and I'll paint it up for you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But I don't know. Maybe for like a fat hundo or so, I'd even make a mochi guy for you.
Ooh. That's nice.
But I don't know. We'll see. Some things I was mulling over this morning while I was mowing. Yeah, I've never had a lot of Croatian food, but damn, it sounds delicious.
Yeah. This is a Slovenian recipe. It's you basically melt lard, and then you fry off onions and garlic in it, and you cube up a couple pounds of chuck steak and fry until brown, and then add seasonings, paprika, salt, pepper.
Do you use regular ass paprika, or do you go smoked paprika?
I mean, if I'm doing it and I have good smoked paprika, I use smoked paprika. But I've made this a number of times now solo. It was one of like my go-to, like I need some comfort during the pandemic things. But yeah, it's basically just like doing that and fry it all, and then sprinkle in flour over the mixture.
So you're making a roux almost?
Yeah, like with all of the lard and beef fats.
Mhm.
And then you add the like soup stock and just simmer it for like an hour and a half until the meat is just like fall apart tender. And then this was always my grandma's thing. If she liked a recipe, and this is a very high regard, if it was in a cookbook, she would write VG in the top corner of the page, and it stood for very
good.
very good. And so at the bottom of this recipe, it just says typed out very good. So this was a banger. But she got the recipe from Jeannie Sansa, who is like 90 something when she got the recipe from her, and then she cooked it for her entire life. So yes, it is real nice.
Yeah, that's something I like. Some of that Eastern Bloc or Western Bloc, like Slovakian countries. That was not a food we ate.
Yeah. In fact, hold on. I'm going to see. So during the pandemic, I made this one step by step. I photographed it, and I think I put it on my Instagram. Oh. So I think I have step by step. I'll see if I can find it, and we can share it before we hop off. But it was one of.
Yeah, I don't like use recipes. It's why I'm not a baker.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Batman's head on a lance.
What?
So crafting kids would be combo, Spook Troop, which is a watch along, which we're going to do a Discord poll for the flick. Yes. Soup Troop. Everyone.
Just the name of that recipe, Shaggy, is amazing.
Soup.
Blueberry boy bait.
This is true.
That's so true. Blueberry boy bait recipe.
What is that?
That's amazing.
That is wild.
That's so good. Yeah, I was doing a lot of.
But if you're asking me, you gotta check out the butthole.
All right.
How'd your big brown business?
I'm going to share this real quick. The window. Bloop, bloop. So this was step by step. Lard, onions, and garlic, sweating them down, tossing in the chuck, cooking it down, tossing in the flour, letting it slow cook, and this is what it goes. And then you just and then you pour it. You just creamy polenta.
God damn, that
little beef, little thing, and then just
Jesus Christ!
It's so unctuous and so savory and so like.
My mouth is watering looking at these pictures.
So is mine.
Oh my God!
Just looking, there was a lot of like cooking at this point. This was pandemic time, so there was a lot of
the blueberries,
classic up at the cabin.
Ooh, classic
mac and cheese with the Shasta, Yes.
Love to see it.
A lot of I think Boone was maybe still living with me at this point, so I was making a lot of like veggie curries and stuff. Yeah, hell yeah, Spike. So, yeah, and then a picture of my dad playing his button box.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
have you heard anybody talk about Orange Cheeto? Like how you can tell Orange Cheeto's lying?
No.
He does the accordion talk when he talks like this.
Oh,
whenever he does the accordion, he's lying.
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, oh shit, that is fucking great.
That was some pasties we made up at the cabin. And a little brekkie, a little cabin brekkie.
It's too much separation in your brekkie. I need it all smooshed together.
Fair. That's fair.
I need country gravy just all over that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this was that curry was part of curry night where like we massed up. We went to the United Noodle and we bought every single medium hot curry that they had.
I remember that.
And then we just like every week, over the next couple of weeks, we basically just marched through all of the curries, and then like I made a homemade curry at the beginning and a homemade curry at the end to see how it went. But
do you remember which one was best?
I personally really enjoy Vermont golden curry. It's curry with a touch of, I think here I have pictures of all of them. I'll share my this is my fave Vermont curry. Curry with a touch of apple and honey. It's medium hot. I usually will put some more togarashi in with this, but I think that this, for like the little pre-made, crumbly boys, I think it's great.
I love Shaggy's idea here for making curry while you watch Tim Curry movies.
Curry on curry. Oh, there's a bunch of pictures of me. Where's the
curry on curry? If only one of us could do a Tim Curry impersonation as well as Brendan Mulligan.
This is my other favorite. I love golden. Yeah. So
I've never been a big curry guy, so I'm always intrigued by it.
Japanese curries are much different, I would say, than Indian curries.
Big time.
I think that they are, they tend to be a little sweeter. They tend to be, I feel like, a little earthier, a little less pungent. So yes, I enjoy all curries, but I prefer Japanese curries, to be honest with you. They're usually, I think that they're usually less thick than like what I think of as traditional curries. So, yeah, but
whoop.
Oh, Kamen Rider.
Yeah. So I picked up, I might do this. I might do Rider Conchu. So I picked up I can't remember the name of the company now, but they had a Ranma 1/2 game on Kickstarter.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, it's called 50/50, and I picked that up, and when you picked it up, you got all their old games.
50/50 is so good.
Yeah. And I'm a big Ranma guy. It was like probably my introductory anime series, and I probably still have some VHSs of it. I loved Ranma 1/2.
Yeah, that was for me also, like, it was like, for some reason, that and like Dragon Ball Z hit me at like kind of the same time. And yeah, those are my big introductions to anime for me.
DBZ was well after I had kind of moved on to other stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I might do this. It's not long. The other thing I was going to say is I had been watching and reading the Marvel RPG, and it's really easy. It's very, very fucking 5e.
Okay.
3 6-sided dice. You have to designate one as the Marvel dice, so it should be a different color.
Okay.
The kind of the kitschy part of it is if you roll a 616, you get like a mega success. And if you roll, I think it's called like a fantastic. Hey, Christy! If you roll a,
Morning.
I have none of this. I'm making eggs. Fair. Fair. If you roll like under the success number and the Marvel dice is a 1, you have like a fantastic failure. And one of the things I really like about like the conceit of this game is like failure should not be punishing because it's a superhero game. And I kind of like that idea. The one thing I'm trying to figure out is the rank system is interesting. It's like, so there's six ranks, and like if you're gonna play a cosmic game, like that's rank 6. Like rank 1 is like first day on the job, or if you're gonna play like a night nurse game, that's a rank 1.
That sounds delicious.
So,
that sounds real good.
That sounds incredible.
I like these mornings where we do some RPG stuff, but we also just talk about food.
I just like when we just talk.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to figure out a formula to where, like, with 4 players, how you could say you hit a group number of like 4
Yeah.
of rank 4, because like I was thinking about like the Avengers. Like the Avengers have like Hawkeye, who's like not rank 4, and they also have Thor, who's like rank 6.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like find a way so everyone can kind of play a character they enjoy and yet still strike a solid balance? Oh, what?
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 Oh,
That sounds very good.
God.
True.
So, yeah, I might do a Common Rider game.
We have that super Sentai game as well.
And that was another game that came in that
Bundle.
Bundle. It was
Yeah, it's the one that I ran 2 years ago, I think.
so 3 minutes is the Ultraman game,
Mm-hmm.
because old Ultraman lore is, he was only Ultraman. He could only stay Ultraman for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
50-50 is the Ranma and half. Henshin is the Sentai game. I think it's Henshin. Yeah, it's the Sentai game.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I ran that a couple years ago.
And then Rider is the Common Rider game.
Rider.
So I'm thinking about like that might be, put it in our list here. Just kind of like going through the other games section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about this at Oops All Bards too, just kind of like how many games like Zach is running outside of D&D.
That's nice. Thank you very much, Lady Chrissy. That's great.
Yes.
Yay.
I don't know if Zach's running this, but I'm going to throw this on my tentative. His Mothership.
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Christy could tell us the games that they're playing, but I think that they're only playing one D&D game right now, and I think he's maybe running two other games.
Karen is another one, which is like speed running D&D.
Oh, I thought that was just like everybody being Karens.
That's why, yeah, in my head.
Oops, all Karens.
Like everyone just like having characters that look like.
I need you to listen to what I'm saying. Clapping Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Calling the cops Karen. I want to see the manager Karen. Everybody picks their own.
Oh God.
Everybody picks their own class of Karen.
I was thinking about crime fighting luchadors a little bit. I did the Kickstarter for this. Let's take a look at it real quick. I don't think it was overly complicated. I think it was like, what are the appeals?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, look at the great art.
That's some like
The smoking dog on the cover.
wow. Yeah.
I mean, it's 63 pages, but I mean,
Oof, excuse me. Viva el Santo.
I'll have to look at it and see.
Eggs in a pan with olive oil, some salt, pepper, garlic powder. Yeah. Werewolf, the apocalypse. What? Man, I dug up my old like.
That way, if we played the
GM.
crime fighting luchadors, we could all wear luchador masks.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Love Werewolf the Apocalypse. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be so fun.
Shadow Dark is really good. Highly recommended. I've been thinking about like getting into some of those White Wolf games. Like I have a Barrent and I have Pulp,
Yeah.
like actual like physical
Mhm.
copies of. And I have a ton of that stuff digitally. I'm gonna put this Crime Fighting Luchadors down on my list.
It sounds fun.
Also, we could wear luchador masks.
Yeah.
And I like that wonky ass luchador stuff.
I call dibs on what's it, Pagano? That weirdo.
So
Also excited about Fallout the RPG. That's
are you guys playing that currently, Christy, or is that something that you're planning on? Because I too have heard good things about it. Oh, I haven't talked to Kevin for a little bit. Usually we just talk about Mochi stuff.
Fun.
I've always kind of run a Doctor Who game because if I remember right, the Cubicle 7 Doctor Who game, you don't play Doctor Who, you all play companions.
That'd be the best way to go about it, I feel like. Having someone be the doctor or like oops all doctors.
Oops all doctors.
But then we could all wear like brainy specs and like
Fezzes. Everyone wears
actually, you know, that would be like
Sand
if you had to
shoes.
play like a certain like I'm the first doctor, I'm the third doctor.
Yeah.
I'm this doctor from this TV movie that isn't really exactly canon, but I'm here.
Sci-fi roleplay after dark. What is this game? I love when I find games that I have and I'm like, I don't even know what it is.
Mhm.
Oh, it's set in the future that comes after the future.
Oh.
Like Cleopatra 2525. Anyone remember that show?
Oh, God damn it. Like, I like the layout of this a lot. Okay, what is this?
Names in print and the printed back. Oh, awesome.
Can I share something with you guys real quick?
For sure.
Somebody sent me a link that Tim Waltz is at the he's at the state fair and it was like chops. He stopped to get pork chop on a stick and he was like bought some like malts or something that the dairy barn was giving him out. But then like there was another thing like right next to it. It was all like Waltz related things and state fair related things. And here's a picture of this on one of the benches. And you flipped
I was going to say, did Josh Hawley show up to try to debate him?
Yeah, so good. Anyway.
Amazing. That's so good.
His name's in print in the printed book and everything. Aw.
That's really cool.
That's so cool.
Oh, so I was going through moving books. I have this book. Like I have an actual physical copy of it. And I'm like, I don't remember buying this book. And I think I can't remember what the pitch of this book. Oh, it's superheroics through the lens of ordinary people who gain extraordinary powers by transforming their everydays. Oh, it's a Sailor Moon-esque game.
Hey, okay.
Nice.
I recently got into Sailor Moon like in the last year. It's not bad.
That's fun.
It is.
I would also say too, are you watching the American version? And this is going to sound so fucking pretentious. Are you watching the American or the Japanese version? Because they are different.
Dubs over subs, baby.
Because I mean, also it's not even just dubs over subs. It's like there's two different complete cuts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the American dubs aren't the actual shit that's going on. So yeah, the OG Japanese stuff is a lot is a lot less PG and a lot less like magical mystery girls. There's a lot more going on.
I'm okay. I'll stay in this lane for a bit.
I think it's a great show, though. I think it was highly underrated. I think it was starting to take off and just got overshadowed by other stuff.
Yes, I like that.
Oh yeah, Christy said she's great at this because she's bad at rolling dice.
That's
You gotta roll low.
Roll real low.
And Nate was like, maybe I should start playing that game.
I've also been intrigued by Lancer.
I don't know that I know that one.
It's like a giant robot game.
Oh.
In like a little bit of a future, like you work for different factions. First of all, that art is sick.
Like Robot Jocks?
A little bit more kind of in the Robotech
Oh, okay. All right.
type feeling, but a little more mysticism.
Oh no, it's a whatever moon. It's what's his faces.
Oh,
Rebel
shit.
Moon.
Oh god.
Rebel Moon.
Yeah, my boy Zack Snyder.
Yeah, you have mechs though, which is
My little
kinda
himbo.
I do
neat. My
love
little himbo. My little.
You can play as a Mr. Handy? I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
I mean, like, look at this picture. It's great.
That's gorgeous. That is
I love that
one of the
style.
things that I loved most about that one that I sent to you guys yesterday, the Jeff Lemire
Yeah.
one. The art in it is just absolutely extraordinary.
See, I really am intrigued by this, but man, it's 431 pages.
That's too much. I want 2. Give me 2 pages.
But I love this art. It's like a very Jeff Darrow almost esque fiddly robot bits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's almost like tires for feet.
That's really, yeah, man.
It's like super evocative and
Is
the idea of like having a mech that you're constantly repairing.
Is it one person per mech, or can you do like a fun, like we're all in like one moving together kind of thing, or
I don't know. Like there's videos like on YouTube about Lancer that actually is what made me intrigued by it. But I like right now I'm reading the Marvel Multiverse game, and then I need to reread Hellboy because those 2 games I'm running like as soon as I have
a super mutant? Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, Christy.
That
I'd really like someone to run all out of bubblegum. Maybe I would run it again.
I'd give that a shot. I had so much fun playing that. I'm sure
It's a
we went a little
one-page
bit off the rails with it too, but it was so fun.
And it's a 1-page game.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it on here.
It's the Beastie Boys. I'd love that. I'd take a video game in the Beastie Boys world. The cops from Sabotage can come in, and it'd be amazing. Yeah.
1-pagers forever. Faux show.
That's one of my favorite things about like Tales from the Loop is even though like it can be like dense, you can also just really like simplify those rules down to like a couple paragraphs.
That made me think really hard about maybe doing some type of kids on thing this year.
Oh yeah, Kids on Bikes, isn't that it?
But there's like a couple different version of Kids on Bikes.
Oh
man, someday I really want to play or run Bluebeard's Bride. You all play the same person.
Oh,
You're all the bride going through the house. You're like different facets of the bride's personality.
Oh, interesting.
Because everyone knows the Bluebeard story, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know Bluebeard?
Dude,
Bluebeard's this kind of
look at me.
ugly. It's like a fairy tale. Bluebeard's like this ugly rich guy, and he keeps marrying women. And he has one rule: you can do whatever you want. You can have the complete run of the house, but this room. And eventually, every one of these brides opens the room, and the room has all the other dead brides in it.
Yeah, I've heard variations on this guy. Yeah. He's a French.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting, like
Yeah.
Like, I really want to get together and try to put a thing together to play some of these single-player games like Captain's Log or Bucket of Bolts.
Yeah.
But like, I know we talked originally about maybe doing Captain's Log as a bunch of us being captains, because the whole game is it's like your star dates. It's a writing game.
Oh.
You're like a captain of a starship in the Federation, and you're just doing your logs. And Bucket of Bolts is like a Star Wars-esque ship game, but you're the ship. So you're like talking about all you've been through and the repairs and the adjustments. I might have to make a folder that's like just, solo games. Like Colossal is a solo game where you're inside of a castle, but you're super small. So like a room might seem like an entire continent.
Oh.
And I guess they've made a version now with its multiplayer, which, still would love to do Die. Oh, I know what I'm doing for sure. It goes to the top of the list is
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oz.
Oswald Maximum Security.
No, it's actually like you go to the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Somebody made like a couple books. I have two of them. I have one for Wonderland too. They're like gazetters, but they're system agnostic. So, like the Oz one is more like political intrigue than you realize, because it is directly from the Wizard of Oz books.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very, very interesting. I don't know. Still looking through this. I'm only in the F's. Kids on. Here we go. Kids on bikes. Kids on brooms.
Ooh.
Kids on brooms is kind of a Harry Potter-esque version, without all the turf shit.
Racism. Cho Chang, anybody?
Did you see that thing that she's still talking shit on that boxer?
Yeah.
I hope that
Robbie
lawsuit
Gilbraith is a piece of shit.
fucking destroys her.
Yeah.
I might do a Hellboy one shot. I don't know. As you can see, I've got to do some serious paring down. But I'm going to call it there, folks.
Okay. Good.
Because my stomach is
she is getting
sort of unhappy, and I haven't eaten anything today.
Oh.
And my body's starting to go, hey, that hour of mowing, maybe you should have put some fuel in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hey,
cool,
bomb us to all. Maybe, Honk's awesome, Christy. And you kill at that.
I would honk. I would honk again.
Maybe next week we just do this.
Yeah. I'd love to.
Yeah.
All right. Bomb us to all.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.